Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, venerable members of the Mahasangha, Reverend Fathers, Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Deans, distinguished alumni who are here today, and ladies and gentlemen. We are all here today on the occasion of celebrating the Diamond Jubilee of University of Peradeniya, or in other words, the Diamond Jubilee of university education in Sri Lanka. And to the best of my knowledge, only University of Peradeniya can claim for that. And we are here highlighting its role play and services rendered to the society. This great university, in this memorable moment, has decided to honor a group of incredible people who are not only its alumni, but also have been able to inspire and support us, the country, and the whole world while facing and overcoming enormous challenges. Their biographies are spotless. They were not only excellent students, but also leaders with beyond par moral standards. As alumni of the University of Peradeniya, they have all exemplified a level of commitment to the university, the country, and the world, and have served as models for others. They have been strong voices of change. Their influential leadership has helped advance the university's vision, mission, and values. Recipients of these awards today are individuals who have distinguished themselves in a particular field and who have brought honor to the University of Peradeniya. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 9 faculties in this prestigious university. Each faculty has carefully gone through the contributions of its alumni, the university alumni. The faculties have made recommendations that such great personalities shall be recognized at this special moment of celebrating 75th birthday of the University of Peradeniya. As for me, I'm proud to be selected to read these citations that have been provided by the respective deans of faculties. I'm also proud, ladies and gentlemen, to announce the distinguished alumni who will be receiving awards for their unparalleled services rendered to the university and the society as a whole. With your permission, I take the pride and privilege in doing so. Before I start reading the citations, let me invite, with the permission of the Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Upul B. Disanayaka, on stage to do the honors. So it's going to be a long stay standing with me on stage. Reading the citations is not on a particular order of merit, but definitely on alphabetical order of the name of the faculty. And I will now start doing so. Distinguished alumni in the field of agriculture. Madhuma Patiran Nahalage Dhanapala obtained his primary education from Hapitigama Mahavidyalaya, secondary education from Veyangoda Central College, and obtained his BSc degree in agriculture from the then University of Ceylon at Peradeniya in 1968. After joining the Government Department of Agriculture, he completed an MSc in plant breeding at the Saga National University in Japan, and the doctoral degree in genetics and plant breeding from the North Dakota State University in USA in 1990. Since then, he was instrumental in the progress and achievements so far made in rice breeding and varietal development in rice in Sri Lanka. Dr. Dhanapala has contributed to the development of over 25 improved rice varieties, mainly those that we know as BG varieties, starting from Batalagoda, originating from Batalagoda, grown in Sri Lanka, that now covers about 85% of the total extent of rice cultivation. So he is feeding the whole Sri Lankan community. Dr. Dhanapala is well recognized nationally as a scientist and an administrator at the Department of Agriculture for his services rendered in various capacities, from being a plant breeder to become the director of Rice Research and Development Institute at Batalaguda in the northwestern province. He was a member of the Board of Management of the Postgraduate Institute of Agriculture, visiting lecturer in many universities in Sri Lanka, a senior scientist at the Sri Lanka Council for Agricultural Research Policy, and a consultant plant breeder for Sugarcane Research Institute, Sri Lanka. He was also an internationally recognized scientist and served at the International Rice Research Institute in Philippines and Tsukuba International Center in Japan and in Chaika. He has published more than 30 scientific articles in recognized journals and over 20 feature articles in popular newspapers. Dr. Dhanapala's duties as a rice breeder have gone beyond horizons in supporting the national agricultural research system. He was a research supervisor of many MPhil and PhD students in universities and research stations in Sri Lanka as well as around the world. To name a few, universities of Peradeniya, Kelaniya, Ruhuna, and Rajarata, and University of Birmingham and University of Newcastle in United Kingdom, International Rice Research Institute in Philippines, and Annamalai University in Tamil Nadu in India. He was awarded with the Glenn Smith Fellowship in 1987-88 and 1988-89 by the North Dakota University, USA, in recognition of his academic excellence. Sri Lanka Presidential Awards in 1982 and 2014. FAO Sarath Medal in 1982. Council for Agricultural Research Policy Award in 1996, mainly for the contribution that he has given in breeding the BG 300 rice variety. And the first prize from the Ministry of Agriculture in Sri Lanka for spearheading the development of rice varieties and the technological package lending to green revolution in rice in Sri Lanka. The Faculty of Agriculture is proud to produce Dr. Madduma Patiranalage Dhanapala as the most distinguished alumnus of the Faculty of Agriculture and be honored at this prestigious moment of celebrating the Diamond Jubilee of University of Peradeniya in 2017. With that citation, let me now invite the Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Gamini Pushpakumara, to accompany this small-made big man, Dr. M.P. Dhanapala. Thank you, Dr. Dhanapala. Vice Chancellor wants to leave. I said no. When I'm the master of ceremonies, he leave when I ask him to go. Distinguished Alumni Award from Faculty of Arts. Karunanayaka Ovitigalage Dharmadasa was born in Orutata, north of Gampaha. His early education was at the Buddhist boys' school in Gampaha. Later, he joined the government senior secondary school, which is now called Bandaranayak College, Gampaha, and Nalanda College, Colombo. Young Dharmadasa entered the University of Ceylon at Peradeniya in 1959 and obtained Bachelor of Arts honors degree in Sinhala. He obtained his MPhil in linguistics from the University of York in England and his PhD on sociology of language from Monash University in Australia in 1979. Upon returning to the country, he pioneered in his discipline by authoring the first set of textbooks on linguistics, Bhashava ha Samajaya in 1972, Bhashave Sambhavya sa Sanskritika Muhunuvara in 1989, Dvibhashakatvaya in 1996, and Bhashanaya Saha Lekhanaya Hevat Bhasha Dirupatava in 1999, which still remain as standard texts used in all the universities. With his unparalleled contribution to the academic world, he became the professor of Sinhala and also held the office of Dean of the Faculty of Arts for 2 terms at the University of Peradeniya. He is currently a professor of emeritus in Sinhala. Professor Dharmadasa was a recipient of many international awards, such as Fellowship from the Japan Foundation for the Promotion of Science, Scholar in Residence Award, which is a Fulbright Fellowship, International Forum of U.S. Studies Fellowship from University of Iowa in USA, and Senior Fellowship from the School of Oriental and African Studies of the University of London. As a linguist, Professor Dharmadasa was the first Sinhala scholar to do an in-depth study of the phenomenon of linguistics and identify diglossia, which is 2 codes in the language, one for speaking and other for writing. One of his major research interests was the interconnection between language and nationalism. Among many publications, the monograph Jatyanuragya, Nationalism, won the State Literary Award for the best scholarly work of the year 2002. This book, based on his work on the phenomenon of nationalism in a world perspective, is the only comprehensive study in Sinhala to date on the relevant subject area. Professor Dharmadasa is also a well-known scholar who has worked on Veda language and folklore. His contributions in respective areas are evident by 2 pioneering publications of, by the name, The Vanishing Aborigines, Sri Lanka's Vedas in Transition, and Sinhala Deva Puranaya, which he published in 1994. Those are memorable and remarkable events. Professor Dharmadasa stands out not only as an academic and an administrator, but also renowned nationally and internationally. He is one of the very few academics in the Sinhala studies to have an international reputation, thus placing this inceptive institution of higher learning on the map of the world of learning in 1950s and 1960s. Ladies and gentlemen, what I read a little while ago are only the glimpse of the contributions or achievements of this great personality. The Faculty of Arts proudly nominates Professor K.N.O. Dharmadasa as the most distinguished alumni to be honored at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of University of Peradeniya in 2017. Let me now invite Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Professor O.G. Dayaratna, to accompany this Sinhala professor who brought in repute to these institutions, Professor K.N.O. Dharmadasa. Thank you very much, Professor Dharmadasa. Thank you very much, Professor O.G. Dayaratna. Distinguished alumni, Faculty of Dental Sciences. Nihal Asoka de Silva Amaratunga was born in Balapitiya and received his primary education at Ananda College, Colombo. Good to have an Anandian because I'm an Anandian too. He entered the university to read for Bachelor of Dental Surgery degree in 1962 and qualified as a dental surgeon in 1966, after which he immediately joined the Ministry of Health. After being successful at the primary examination in Fellow in Dental Surgery of the Royal College of Surgeons of England, he then proceeded to the United Kingdom to complete the postgraduate examinations and further training. After completing the FDSR-CS examination, he returned to the country in 1972 and was appointed as a consultant dental surgeon at the Central Hospital, Kandy. Dr. Amaratunga joined the academic staff of the dental school in 1977. He was a key player in a very crucial period that saw the faculty making a tremendous progress. These developments led the establishment of a fully fledged Faculty of Dental Sciences with 5 departments to which Professor Amaratunga contributed immensely from its humble beginning as one of the departments of study in Faculty of Medicine. Dr. Amaratunga developed an interest in 2 major areas in oral and maxillofacial surgery: facial injuries and cleft lip and the cleft lip and palate. He focused on the treatment and research in these 2 very important areas. He received his PhD for a very fruitful research on facial injuries. And the highest degree the University of Peradeniya or the University System of Sri Lanka can award, a DSc, based on his work in cleft lip and palate. Hundreds, thousands of little babies born with the development deformity in cleft lip and palate were benefited by his findings. He is undoubtedly a world authority in this field. His career achievement made him awarded the associate professorship and then the chair professorship in oral surgery. He also held the post of head of the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery for several years. Later, he was elected as the dean of the faculty. The pioneering research on facial injuries and cleft lip and palate carried out by Professor Amaratunga have resulted in several international publications and textbooks with international recognition, having a considerable number of citations to his credit in front of his name. Professor Amaratunga took the leading role in the development of postgraduate training in the field of oral and maxillofacial surgery. He initiated the diversification of the postgraduate programs in dental surgery conducted by the Postgraduate Institute of Medicine, resulting in the creation of separate programs in the main branches of dentistry. Further, he held the post of chairman of the Board of Study in Dental Surgery at the Postgraduate Institute of Medicine. Professor Amaratunga is also a talented writer. He has written 2 popular novels, 2 collections of short stories, and several letters on literature and reviews of work by eminent writers. The Faculty of Dental Sciences is pleased to nominate Professor Nihal Asoka de Silva Amaratunga as the most distinguished alumnus to be honored at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the University of Peradeniya in 2017. Let me now invite, ladies and gentlemen, the Dean of the Faculty of Dental Sciences, Professor W.M. Tilakaratne, to accompany this great scientist, the great personality, Professor Nihal Asoka de Silva Amaratunga. Thank you very much, Professor Amrutunga. Thank you very much, Professor Tilakaratne. Distinguished Alumni Award, Faculty of Engineering. Sivanandam Sivasegaram, one of the outstanding products of the Faculty of Engineering, graduated with a first-class honors in mechanical engineering, obtained his MSc with distinction from the University of London in 1967, and his PhD from Imperial College London in 1970. Dr. Sivasegaram retired from active university service in September 2008 after a long spell at this university and was a professor of mechanical engineering at the time of his retirement. Professor Sivasegaram served as the head of the department and held many administrative and academic positions in the university system. As a university teacher, he was a guiding light for many students and young staff and a role model for many academia. His strict policies, we all know, on handling academic matters and consistent but innovative teaching have helped many students in forming their initial career paths. Dr. Sivasegaram has been an associate editor of the Journal of Applied Fluid Mechanics since 2006, and his scientific research has mostly been in the fields related to energy. And his work has continued at a number of different spells over his period of service until retirement, resulting in a multitude of research papers in learned journals. He has been a pioneer in Sri Lanka in wind energy research and represented well in a number of international forums. He was an active member of the Asian Fluid Mechanics Committee and was instrumental in organizing its 10th Congress in Sri Lanka, which being the first international conference to be hosted by Faculty of Engineering at University of Peradeniya. Dr. Sivasegaram is still active in higher education arena in the country. He helps University of Peradeniya and Jaffna as a visiting scholar, as an expert in curriculum development in the field of mechanical engineering, and teaching engineering, drawing, and thermodynamics. He's a fellow of Institute of Engineers in Sri Lanka and the Institute of Mechanical Engineers in UK. He currently serves as a member of the Council of University of Jaffna and as a Vice Chairman Policy of the National Education Commission of Sri Lanka. The Faculty of Engineering nominates Dr. S. Sivasegaram as the most distinguished alumnus of the faculty to be honored at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the University of Peradeniya in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite Professor Leelananda Rajapaksha, the Dean, Faculty of Engineering, to accompany Dr. Sivanandam Sivasegaram. Please welcome this giant scientist, Professor Sivanandam Sivasegaram. Thank you, Dr. Sivasegaram, and thank you, Professor Leelananda Rajapaksha. Distinguished Alumni Award. Distinguished Alumni Award, Faculty of Management. Sarath Chandasri Mayadunne, graduated from University of Ceylon, Peradeniya, with a Bachelor of Commerce in 1970. Young Mayadunne began his career with a modest beginning as a commerce graduate teacher. He then joined the Auditor General's Department as a Superintendent of Audit in 1973, became the Assistant Auditor General, Deputy Auditor General, and then the 36th Auditor General of Sri Lanka, where he served from the year 2000 until 2006, which was his retirement year. During his tenure as the Auditor General, Mr. Mayadunne made a place for his name and for the profession in the history by setting an example of an impartial and efficient auditing of accounts of the country. Nothing has escaped from him. He is also a chartered accountant, fulfilling the requirements of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, and was recognized as a fellow of Canadian Comprehensive Auditing Foundation in 1985. His unstoppable service career runs beyond the official retirement of services from public sector. He was the project leader of the project on capacity building of parliamentary oversight committees in Sri Lanka, which was funded by the government of Sri Lanka from 2007 to 2008, and also a senior consultant to the project on strengthening parliamentary oversight committees in Sri Lanka, again funded by the World Bank. The image he has made while being in the office is remarkable, well respected, and unparalleled. He has also made his presence felt in many international forums on several occasions as the Auditor General of Sri Lanka. The Faculty of Management is proud to nominate Mr. Sarath Chandrasri Mayadunne as the most distinguished alumnus to be honored at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the University of Peradeniya in 2017. Let me now invite the Dean, Faculty of Management, Professor Milton Rajaratne, to accompany this man who gave simple solutions to complex problems, Mr. Sarath Chandrasri Mayadunne. Thank you, Mr. Mayadunne. Thank you, Professor Milton Rajaratne. Distinguished alumni, Faculty of Medicine. Purna Chandra Channa Abhevardhana Ratnatunga entered the University of Peradeniya as a medical student of the first batch in 1962 after a brilliant career at the Royal College. He obtained the MBBS degree in 1967. Having completed the postgraduate studies exceptionally well, receiving the Halley Prize for the most outstanding performance from the Royal College of Surgeons of England, he obtained FRCS, United Kingdom, and became a consultant surgeon before joining the Faculty of Medicine in 1979. Later, he was promoted to the post of Professor of Surgery. After an illustrious career spanning over 29 years, he retired from the active university service in 2008. His contribution to the upliftment of the field of surgery in Sri Lanka is unparalleled. Professor Ratnatunga, apart from his illustrious career, has also held responsible positions as an academic. He was the chairman of the Board of Study of Surgery of the Postgraduate Institute of Medicine of the University of Colombo, contributing to the National Postgraduate Surgical Training Program. He held office as the president of the College of Surgeons of Sri Lanka, looking into the surgical needs of the country. Further, he was instrumental in establishing the field of vascular surgery, which immensely helped the Faculty of Medicine to embark on pediatric renal transplantation program. His sense of duty, professionalism, and concern for patients have made a lasting impression on all his students and earned him a reputation as a well-respected and an inspiring teacher. His dedication to patient care is a symbolic of the true modesty of a genuine healer. He was recently accorded the most distinguished title, Surgical Icon, for 2015 by the SARC Surgical Society. Professor Ratnatunga was a brilliant academic, a humane doctor, a clever surgeon, and above all, a person with highest integrity. The Faculty of Medicine is extremely happy to nominate Professor Channa Ratnatunga to be honored as the most distinguished alumnus of the Faculty of Medicine at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the University of Peradeniya in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite Professor Vajra Veerasinghe, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, to accompany this gentle giant of our era, Professor Channa Ratnatunga. Thank you, Professor Ratnatunga. Thank you, Professor Vajra Veerasinghe. Distinguished alumni, Faculty of Science. Mahinda Deshapriya, an illustrious old boy of Dharmashaka College in Ambalanguda, entered the Faculty of Science, University of Peradeniya, it's actually University of Sri Lanka at that time, in 1974, leaving out from the engineering program which he was originally selected. Furthermore, he opted to follow the BSc General Degree program, although he was selected to follow a special degree program in chemistry. Upon graduation in 1977, he served his alma mater as a teacher for 5 years and then entered Sri Lanka Administrative Service in 1983. He joined the Department of Elections as an Assistant Election Commissioner and became the Commissioner of Elections in 2011. As the polls chief, he wrote and towered over those who acted high and mighty. We all know that. And he exercised his powers without fear or favor to ensure free and fair polls in Sri Lanka. The leading business magazine LMD named Mahinda Deshapriya as its Sri Lankan of the Year for 2015 and paid tribute to this man who said, I quote, a model citizen who has left an indelible mark on the Sri Lankan psyche through his steadfast belief and accountability and fair play. I close quote. The LMD conferred his most prestigious title to Mahinda Deshapriya in recognition of his fearless and admirable efforts to protect the country's election process and thwarting many attempts by those seeking to manipulate the system. He is currently holding the position of chairman of the newly established Election Commission. The Faculty of Science is proud and honored to nominate Mr. Mahinda Deshapriya as the most distinguished alumnus at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the University of Peradeniya in 2017. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mahinda Deshapriya has informed us while accepting the award that there is an unavoidable circumstance that you have to attend a Parliament Select Committee meeting. So we'll award this in absentia, and I kindly invite the Dean, Faculty of Science, Professor S.K. Kodituaku, to receive the award on behalf of this great alumnus of University of Peradeniya. This is the most photographed award, probably. Is that done? Thank you very much, Professor Kodituaku. Distinguished Alumni Award from Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science. Harishchandra Abegunavadana received his primary education from Mandadua Primary College, primary school at Veeraketya, and secondary education from Rahula College, Madara, and Mahinda College in Gaul. He entered the Peradeniya campus in 1973, received the bachelor's degree in veterinary science, and joined the academic staff as an assistant lecturer of Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science, and proceeded to USA on a Fulbright scholarship, where he obtained an MSc and PhD degree from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in USA. Dr. Abegunavadana climbed up the academic ladder to become a senior lecturer in 1987, full professor in 2000, and a senior professor in 2008. After 38 years of illustrious career at the University of Peradeniya, he retired from active service in April 2015. Professor Abegunavadana became the Dean of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science and continued in this capacity from the year 2000 to 2006 until he assumed duties as a Vice-Chancellor of this great university. Upon completion of his tenure as a Vice-Chancellor in July 2009, he was appointed as a member of the University Grants Commission, where he continued to serve in that capacity until retirement. Professor Abegunavadana has served as a member of the governing boards of the National Science Foundation, Arthur C. Clarke Center of Modern Technologies, Postgraduate Institute of Management, South Asian University in New Delhi, and has also served as a chairman of the Board of Management of Sri Lanka Education Network, well known as LEARN. He was also a consultant to the World Bank-funded HETC project. He also functioned as a member of expert panel appointed by the UGC HETC project for the second generation of quality assurance manuals and co-authored the current quality assurance manuals for institutional and program reviewers. Since his retirement in early 2015, he has continued to contribute to the higher education sector, particularly in the areas of university governance and management, curriculum development, strategic planning, and quality assurance and accreditation. The Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science is pleased to nominate Professor Harishchandra Abegunavadana as the most distinguished alumnus to be honored at the Diamond Jubilee celebration of the University of Peradeniya in 2017. It's a pleasure to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science, Professor Arya Ratna, to accompany this great man, the giant of our years, Professor Harishchandra Abegunavadana. Thank you, Professor Abegunavadana. Thank you, Professor Aryatna.